Navamsha is a very important divisional chart. It is believed that in South India, when you make a horoscope, along with horoscope, you make the Navamsha chart. It's the Navamsha chart, right? Other divisional charts are divisions. Navamsha is the Navamsha chart. You can say that it is an apt substitute for the Rashi chart, but that will be injustice. Technically speaking, it is equal to or more important than Rashi chart. And I cannot come at a conclusion. I cannot say you that it is equal to Rashi chart. Neither I can say that it is more important than Rashi chart. Right? So it's equal to more important than Rashi chart. That is very, very clear. No prediction, and very strictly, no prediction in Vedic astrology should be made without the help of Navamsha chart. This is the 100% true. Without proper analysis of Navamsha chart, no analysis in Vedic astrology can be done. We very well know a planet exalted in Rashi chart, if they become debilitated in Navamsha chart, is debilitated planet, taken as debilitated planet. A planet debilitated in Rashi chart, exalted in Navamsha chart, is taken as exalted planet. So what does it indicate? It indicates the importance of Navamsha chart and special power of Navamsha chart with respect to changing the outcome of horoscope. Some people, and God knows what type of whims and fancies people have, but some people think that Navamsha is applicable only after a certain age, after marriage or after 30 years of age. Like, this is as absurd an opinion that I have heard. Right? Navamsha lord of the ascendant, if it is retrograde, the delivery of the native is difficult. So if Navamsha is activated after marriage and after 30 years of age, how is the delivery difficult then? It should not be applicable. Navamsha is applicable, my friend, from before birth. Leave birth. It is applicable since before birth, and everything in astrology, birth condition, bodily description, based on the Navamsha, complexion of the native is predicted. Based on the Navamsha, the body being thin, fat, etc. is predicted. Everything in astrology, birth conditions, wealth, disease, right, children, profession, marriage, Raj Yogas, everything is predicted using Navamsha chart. So this principle that Navamsha is activated only after a particular age is pretty like bad statement, should not be followed at all in any condition. In fact, in the analysis of Dasha Antardasha and in the analysis of transit, there is like Navamsha is, you cannot ignore it. You cannot ignore it. Like, I'll give you one tip. Anyone looking at transit only from the Rashi chart will never get 100% potential of transit. To get 100% potential of transit, it is very, very essential to use the Navamsha chart. In fact, I will say that it is only Navamsha chart where transit actually works. In Rashi chart, it does not work at all. Right? So first and foremost, what we understand from this formula that planet exalted in Rashi chart becomes debilitated in Navamsha chart is that to decide the strength of the planet, Rashi and Navamsha should be seen. And in the case of similar strength, it is Navamsha which have predominance. It's one particular thing. And all of the planets, right? Navamsha is not optional. Navamsha is very essential. So all of the planets should be analyzed in the Navamsha chart. In fact, around 2000s, there was such discussions in astrology that, where we look at Rashis are 12 only, we should look at nakshatras are 27. Many people think that in Vedic astrology, nakshatras are not seen. They think it's not the reality. Navamsha, the speciality of Navamsha is that one Rashi is divided into 9 parts. It is very, very important. These 9 parts are like, it's very important. The number 9 is very important. I just cannot explain it because it holds a great secret. It holds a great secret. 3-4 years ago, I told it in a class, hinted at it. Students went completely, they went completely over it that, sir, please, this is very big. What you have mentioned, please teach something over it. That I'll do in Navamsha course. This is one thing. Right. So Navamsha itself is very important because it is the Navamsha, right, as I told you. And added to that, Rashi is divided into 9 parts. And these 9 parts correspond to nakshatra padas, right? So looking at Navamsha is looking at nakshatra padas. So all of these people ignorant of what Vedic astrology is. You look at nakshatras, they are 27 only. When you look at Navamsh, it is nakshatra with their 4 divisions. It is 108 divisions, right? It is very, very minute. And when you talk of being minute, there is nothing that beats Vedic astrology. It is knowledge of our sages. People have to understand it. So if you want to analyze horoscope with respect to nakshatras, then also Navamsh is very, very essential. So to understand Navamsh better, I will tell you that Rashi is the Rashi perspective, Navamsh is the nakshatra perspective. And with nakshatras, as we say, nakshatra, right, non-destructible. In the same manner, the result of Navamsh or the result of an house indicated by Navamsh is almost non-destructible. In fact, you see horoscope of any successful person, you cannot find even one successful person who do not have well-placed planet in Navamsh. In fact, I can say that success only comes related to that planet who is well-placed in Navamsh, is the importance of Navamsh. In transit, in remedies, it is like, like you just cannot ignore it. Navamsh, in fact, actually makes prediction very minute, right? In Rashi, the predictions are vague. In Navamsh, the prediction is very, very minute. For example, with respect to one house, many significations are there. And planets are connected to the house, they activate in Dasha, Antardasha, they make different yogas. But to dispel this confusion that if this planet is connected to this particular house, which results they will produce. Say there is a benefic situated in 4th house, so one will have good mother, long living mother, one will also have comfort, one will also have happiness, one will also have property, one will also have vehicle, one will also have good ethics and morals. All of this will happen. All of them will be good. Or if malefic is there, all of them will be bad? Absolutely not. So how do you differentiate then that the planet situated in or connected to 4th house being benefic or malefic, which areas they give their benefic influences to, which areas they give their malefic influences to? Only Navamsh does that. In fact, with respect to Navamsh, you can well segregate. See, there is one opinion that if there are benefic and malefic, both type of planets connected to a particular house, predict mixed result. But this is such a great misnomer. What is a mixed result? As in you may and may not have property. What is that? Mixed result can also be, mixed result can be confusing. Mixed result is like you are not decided on the result. So actually mixed results will be that you will have to wait for much long and only in old age you will gain a property. That is one mixed result, right? Bad result you will have to wait and only in old age you will gain property, but good result is you will gain property. Simple task. Or the mixed result is that you will gain property, but then you will lose it. Then you will have to do a lot of hard work to gain it. So you gain property is the good result, you will lose it is the bad result. But then if both benefics and malefics planet are situated to 4th house, which of these two variations of mixed result, and there can be multiple other variations, will actually come to pass? You cannot decide it without looking at Navamsh. Navamsh is like, if I have to explain, like if I have to say, Navamsh is like you cannot explain it in words, right? The word I want to use, actually, I'm not like want to tell it in the video. But Navamsh is like, you see, it's the grace of a great person, right? Navamsh is like, there is this statement, right? Harinantari Kathananta. Right? Like the God is ultimate and his story is ultimate. That is the case with Navamsh. Navamsh is ultimate and the story of Navamsh is also ultimate. One of the most important divisional chart. Even if you go to Vaisheshikamsh, sorry, Varga Vimshopak. In Varga Vimshopak, at many places, Navamsh is given more importance than Rashi chart, more importance than any other divisional chart. So you say all the other divisional charts have weightage of 3, Rashi 3.5, but Navamsh has a weightage of 4. So it's very, very important. It's very, very essential. Keeping this in mind, I have decided to do a 8-class course on Navamsh by the name of Advanced Navamsa Mastery. The name is Advanced Navamsa Mastery. That does not mean that the course is not suitable for beginners, right? Mastery that you will do in this course will be of advanced level. It does not mean that you have to be advanced, right? That point I believe is extremely clear. And the word mastery, let me tell you one thing, the words that I choose, I am very careful in choosing them. because absolutely we do astrology, right, which is based on what we speak, so we cannot be careless with what we speak, right? So it is mastery, and you understand the word mastery, right? I have not used the word mastery ever so far, and I'm using it in this course. It's because of some reason, absolutely. So I'm doing an 8-class course on Navamsh, which starts from 16th of March. 8 classes, as in I teach every class for 2.5 hours, bare minimum. I'm telling you, it is almost 3 hours that I teach, but say some less number only. So 2.5 hours bare minimum I teach. Because there will be 8 classes, it is going to be almost 20 to 25, 27 hours of course content, first of all. And you know how fast I speak. So with the same pitch. And the course, I'll tell you one thing, as we have discussed, that Navamsh is essentially useful for everything. So everything we are going to discuss with respect to Navamsh. Analysis of each and every factor of astrology, step by step, we will cover in these 8 classes. Full mastery of Navamsh will be there. And because it's my course, I am going to teach. There is going to be a lot of secrets. For example, the number 9 that I am not discussing, there is something into it. Great secret. Right? In fact, I am also going to introduce some specific timing tools which is unknown in the world of astrology in the course, which is like a higher level of timing tools. All of these dashas, all of these transit and all, it is told as timing tools for people of lower intellect. There are timing tools for people of higher intellect. That also I am going to discuss particularly in this course. So it's going to be a good course. What is to say, right? Shubham Alock is teaching, absolutely it's going to be a good course. But the important point here is the importance of Navamsha. It is very important. It is very essential. In fact, with respect to Navamsha, there are many specific things that we don't know of. For example, you see, victory over enemies, actual victory over enemies is seen from 11th house. But if you try to see it with respect to 11th house in the Rashi chart, it will not work. It works particularly in Navamsha only. But despite the fact that 6th and 12th house are enemies, 6th is open enemy, 6th is, so the 12th is open enemy, 6th is hidden enemy. Or 6th is open enemy, 12th is hidden enemy. There is a confusion in opinion over this. Technically, 6th house is enemy, all types of. That is there, but victory over enemies, does it come from 6th house itself? It does come. But it is 11th house, which actually indicates victory over enemies. In fact, let me tell you one thing. People may think that Navamsha is for marriage only, which is the most absurd thing that I have ever heard in astrology. In Vedic astrology, if you properly learn how to find professions, you will see that profession is found using Navamsha only. If you want to find about children, it is found using Navamsha only. Find about marriage, it is found using Navamsha only. As I told you, application of transit happens well in Navamsha only. There is no application of there is no timing tool which can be applied blindly without uses of Navamsha chart, not at all. So whenever any important question comes in with respect to, precise answer, profession is a precise question, right? You have to give a precise answer related to what will be the profession of person. You see whole Vedic astrology, actual Vedic astrology, right? The real Vedic astrology of our sages, you will see that it is Navamsha which is used for profession. For childbirth, it is Navamsha which is used. Any number you have to find out how many rupees one will gain, how many marriages one will have, it is Navamsha which is going to work. In fact, this particular formula related to, amount related to anything, etc., I am also going to teach in the course. And as you well know, in my courses, what I do is my what we should say target intention is to deliver more than promised every time. So as we did in the last moon course, we discussed a lot about rashis and lots of secrets about rashis, which I have not told beforehand that I will discuss, but I discussed, and I know that students loved it a lot. I'm the teacher, I can sense it, right? So in this Navamsha also, there are two such hidden topics, which is not Navamsh, but is very brilliant, and I believe that the students are going to love it a lot. What to talk more of it? It's a advanced mastery course. So all the people who actually want to learn serious astrology should absolutely join the course, which I am doing from 16th of March. Thank you.